Brandon Carr, the Commissioner of Communication Commission, warned Apple CEO Tim Cook and Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai of an alarming new report that shed fresh light on serious national security threats posed by TikTok. TikTok is not what it appears to be on the surface. It is not just an app for sharing funny videos or memes. That's the sheep's clothing, Carr wrote.
Wow.
At its core, TikTok functions as a sophisticated surveillance tool that harvests extensive amounts of personal and sensitive data. TikTok, available to millions of Americans through Apple and Google online stores, is owned by the Beijing-based company ByteDance, an organization that Carr asserts is beholden to the Communist Party of China and required by Chinese law to comply with the PRC surveillance demands. I would understand this under a Trump administration to come out a story like
yeah.
But if it comes out under Trump and Biden, guess what it is? It's real.
Yep. I agree 100%.
It's real. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have TikTok. I've thought about it. I think it's appealing, like as, a tool. I thought about it for the show. But I am concerned about this. You remember when Trump brought this up and everyone was like, oh, that can't be. He's just trying to shut down a company. He's trying to be, he's now big daddy government. But the reality is there's a lot of stories. There was a story that came out in BuzzFeed recently about this that was talking about how there was data of U.S. users that was accessed by entities in mainland China. So it's a concern. Are they harvesting data? What are they doing with the data? Are they holding on to it? What kind of personal data are they able to retain? What are they going to do with it? I mean, you don't want the Chinese government having access to that data. So it's a concern. And it's interesting to me because this has been a story that's now gone through 2 administrations. This doesn't seem like it has a political bent to me. It doesn't seem like it's a part of a political narrative. So I'm surprised that more people aren't tuned into it. And TikTok is the home of young people, right? Young people are plugged in left and right. So do they not care? Like, is this not a concern at all? I mean, privacy, I understand people feel like in 2022, privacy is dead, but they're talking about your personal data, your personal information that could be in the possession of the Chinese government. So yes, absolutely 100%. This is something that crosses my mind every single time I consider doing a TikTok. I take a pause, I sit back, and I don't do it because I'm worried about where this data is going, who's holding on to it. And then they said something about, we can modify this and we can have, it be controlled within the United States. Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All of that data is still going to be transferred over to China. It's still going to be in their possession. So I think it comes down to a question. This doesn't seem to be politically motivated. This is crossing 2 administrations. Are you comfortable with your personal data potentially being in the hands of mainland China and the Chinese government? If no, you might want to consider your presence on TikTok. If yes, I don't know what to say, man.
And I piggyback on her, and I think this is what's messed up today. You could tell all these kids, all these middle-aged people that are on there, the truth and what's happening. They're addicted. They don't give a shit. You could tell.
And they're
them
making a shit ton of money, Vinny. Not to interrupt you. They're making a shit ton of money.
Yep, 100%. You could tell them to their face. This is all going to China. It's God knows what the hell they're doing with it. You know what they would say? Okay, fine, whatever. I gotta leave. I have to go make another video. Same thing with that. Remember that old face swap app where look how old everybody and their mother was doing it. It was during the pandemic. That's a Russian-based company that
facial recognition software.
They got all your goddamn faces,
Facetune.
bro. And that comes back to my point. I was actually talking about this to Rob earlier, bro. China they're just gangster, bro. They can do whatever they want. They own us. They can get away with everything, bro. Still to this day, we still haven't held them accountable for COVID. Isn't that crazy? That's how gangster China is.
What are they going to do with it, though, the data? You think about it. Like, think about an influencer, a 20-something influencer now making $500,000 a year off of TikTok videos because they do. You can make a shit ton of money. And it's not hard to make money on TikTok because of the way the algorithm works. If you post a lot, you can make a lot of cash, which is why I was like, should I consider that? It's good show promotion. But what is the Chinese government? That's the other thing. Because I think people sit back and they read a story like this and they say, well, what are they going to do with my stuff? I'm just an influencer. I'm promoting products. I'm 20-something years old. They're not going to harm me. What? That's the question for me too, though.
Well, you know how they say,
what are they going to do? Your picture, your images, your personal information.
Voice,
how's that going to be used? Your voice. What is that data breach? What is the potential? Where can that land? That can be scary for your average 25-year-old who sees themselves as disconnected from this story. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they say, regarding social media, if you're not paying anything for it and you're not buying a product, you are the product.
100%.
Okay. So with TikTok, I believe this is China's sort of TikTok Trojan horse into America. And Trump has been talking about taking away TikToks for 2 years now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But for young people, two things. They've grown up with scroll, except they're not reading the disclaimer, what's happening with the data. So what they're doing, three things to take away from young people. They're taking away their minds, right? Needlessly just scrolling, seeing stuff that's not helping their lives. Number two, they're taking their time. And like you said, number three, they're taking their data. What they're going to do with their data, whatever the hell they want to do
Who knows?
with the data. Why do you think Tesla is almost at $1 trillion market cap, or when it was? It's not because they're selling the most cars ever. It's because they're collecting data. They're collecting data. Tesla, I think Elon Musk is famous. He said, we're not a car company, we're a data company.
Yeah.
Right.
So I remember that.
So let me say a couple things here. So I eventually ended up on TikTok. Okay, and if you follow my TikTok content, it's what TikTok doesn't want for it to be on. Okay, so that's my approach with TikTok. And the audience is young, so if I'm in the job of persuading you to consider other options and philosophies in life, I want to talk to people that are disagreeing with me. I don't want to talk to people that agree with me. I talk to people that agree with me. Who am I converting? Nobody. I want to challenge your way of thinking that if you disagree with me. I've been putting content on TikTok for about a year now, okay? And few of them go viral. One got 5 million views. A few of them, like 10 of them got 1 million views. And they spread, by the way, much faster than Instagram. It's not even the same league.
Yes.
2 videos. One of them got me taken off of TikTok for a day, that I sent an email to them in support, and they apologized. The video that got taken down is when we talked about Nancy Pelosi's husband
Making the stock
the
trade?
people that were saying, if you want to be able to predict the market, invest in whatever Nancy Pelosi's husband invested in. I got taken off of TikTok for that.
Surprise,
I sent an
surprise.
email to them, and a TikTok support on TikTok got back and said, I'm sorry, it's a mistake of ours. You know what's the other one that's been taken that's not been taken down, that they took down the video, but they didn't suspend the account? It was when we talked about AOC's biggest nightmare is who? AOC's biggest nightmare is who? Do you remember when we say here, look at this, community guidelines violation, right? This video. What's the thumbnail? Just read the thumbnail. AOC's worst nightmare.
AOC's worst nightmare.
Do you remember
yeah.
who we said AOC's worst nightmare was?
Who
did she go with on Twitter?
Oh, when she was going with Elon?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That video is to say AOC's worst nightmare because when Elon said, hey, I'm shy, don't do this. Remember that whole thing?
You have a crush on me?
They have not. This video was uploaded May 27th. This video has not been taken back, and I disputed it. And they said, we've had your dispute. We're still considering it. It's been over a month. So it's stuff like this that TikTok does, which tells you politically which way they're leaning. Why did you not take those videos? What's the big deal? I didn't say, we didn't talk about vaccine. It was not mask. It wasn't COVID related. It was nothing about that. AOC and Pelosi, both of those reasons the videos got. So now Brandon Carr, this guy Brandon Carr, who is Brandon Carr? So here's who Brandon Carr is. Check this out. The guy got nominated. He ended up being chosen to be the Federal Communications Commission's in 2017. Guess who assigned him that job? A guy named Donald Trump. He was confirmed August of 2017. Do you know what's unique about this? When you get this job, guess how long your job is? How long is your term? 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Guess when his 5 years is coming up? Next month. So he may be getting fired. I would not be surprised if this guy gets fired within 6 weeks. If he gets fired within 6 weeks, this is his last chance to bring attention to TikTok being a concern, and we're going to see if they're going to do anything about it.
I don't think they will.
If this guy does get fired, just assume it's to protect TikTok. If the current administration, Biden, chooses to investigate this and go a little bit deeper, that means it is a topic that they're both on the same page with. And by the way, before speculating, let's see if Brandon gets fired 6 weeks from now. If he gets fired 6 weeks from now, we can speculate. As of right now, all I'm telling you is the guy's job expires in the end of July. Okay, so let's follow this story to see what happens to this Brandon Carr guy.
And there's a reason that his term, I'm assuming, is 5 years. It's because you're not gonna get fired when the administration comes in. You're gonna at least have a
Right.
year to kind of
Transition.
navigate the waters and transition. But are you not concerned? Because I remember you were debating. We've talked about the TikTok. You weren't on TikTok over a year ago. I don't know, China, Trump, but you must have said, all right, there's the pros and the cons, kind of like the angel and the devil. You must have said, all right, the pros, I'm going to, put out content. I'm going to convert, the convertible, speak to people different, but you must have some data concerns, no?
Of course I have some data concerns, but my concern is more a philosophy concern. So, people say, why would you bring so many communists that you're interviewing? Do you not realize they're indoctrinating young people who watch your content? No. I want to talk to those guys. So their arguments, you get to choose and say, well, that definitely didn't make sense. Like, remember the guy that said, I'm going to give $70,000 salary to all my employees. Do you guys remember that one story?
Yes.
What was the
Dan
guy's
Price,
name?
grab it.
Dan Price,
Yeah.
right? If you've never seen this interview, go watch it. I told him, I said, I can't believe you accepted the interview with me because, but I'm impressed that you did. So I said, so how did you structure your company? He says, I don't believe, he says, I also only make $70,000 a year. I said, really? Yeah, everybody on my company only takes $70,000 a year. I said, wow, it's very interesting. I applaud you. I said, what's your company do? Well, we do around $40 million numbers per year. So, okay, so if we take 20% on margins, 30% on margins, so it's about a $100 million company. He says, yes. He's got to, you have to watch this. I said, yes. I said, so the same, I said, so how many employees do you have? He said, 100 employees. I said, so I'm assuming you've also given a percent of the company to all your 100 employees. Because that's when it means you're a total socialist, when you're being fair with everybody. Who owns the entire company? I do. Yeah. Well, I said, Dan, if you really are so concerned about your employees, when do you plan on giving each of them a percent? If you've never seen this interview,
I gotta go.
you have to see this interview.
That's
he
great.
says, I think you should go full. So go one more step. Don't just stop at 70.
Right.
Take a percent and give it to everybody. Well, technically tax, I can't. I said, no, you can't do that. I've done that. I did that myself. I gave some shares to my guys. Not 100% of them, but I also don't agree with you the fact that everybody should make 70 grand. I think some people should make more money and some people should make less money and some people should get fired and some people should get promotions. So the point is, you go on TikTok where the young people are to say, that does kind of make sense, but I can't agree with it. That does kind of make sense, but I can't agree with it. That does kind of make sense. I gotta agree with it. Shit, I agree with too much stuff this guy's saying. Damn, this is not good.
Yeah.
Because my professor I loved, he would have hated this guy and what he's saying. But I'm starting to like what they're saying.
Yeah.
What is going on to me? Am I like getting... That's why I'm on TikTok.
I got
Did
you.
that make sense?
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
getting money on TikTok. Like, am I trying to go do a video on TikTok to be famous? No, that's not the strategy. The strategy is to get these guys to be looking at other
let's
options.
see.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.